Hello, welcome to this video. This video is going to be the second part in the introduction to Amarr ships, or at least learning about them and getting the skills to fly them, and learning about all the different types of weapons and modules they use. So last one, we got this Corvette set up, right? We learned about the tracking disruptors, and we learned about the guidance disruptors, right? We got these. Seems to be the weapon disruption systems that the Amarr ships use, right? Guidance disruptor, and we can fill it with scripts if we want. So we can throw some scripts in here, and the script would just amplify one, amplify like one aspect of it. I guess like the one script, like without the script, we'll just put it on the tracking one, right? So we figured out this would disrupt the enemy's missile ships. So if we're fighting some enemies, we know that they're using missile weapons. We throw this on there, and this would make it so that they'd have to fly closer to us to be able to shoot us. So it decreases their attack range, and they would have a harder time applying damage to us. So pretty much just reduces their accuracy and ability to apply damage. And then if we throw this missile range script, it would just remove the accuracy debuff and just make it so that they can't attack us from as far away, right? So if we were trying to kite the enemy or something to stay out of their attack range, we could use this, and it'd be easier to stay out of their attack range. Or if we were flying up close to them, we'd probably use the guidance disruption script, the precision disruption script. This way, when we're flying up close to them, if they're having a hard time hitting us, we'd be able to live longer, right? So it just makes it harder for them to apply damage. And same with this tracking disruptor, right? So we threw this on here. This is for if we're fighting an enemy ships that's using like turret type weapons. This would make it harder for them to hit us. And and they'd have to attack us from closer, right? So they'd have to fly closer to hit us. So if we're trying to kite them and try to kite them and stay out of their attack range, we would use the tracking disruptor with the range disruption script, which would make it so that it would just make it a lot easier to stay out of their attack range, right? Or if we're a small ship that would have to go in close range like this one, right? You might want to use the tracking disruption script, so when we're flying right beside them, they would have an even harder time trying to hit us. So it's just a really cool thing, the weapon disruption thing. So we got this ship set up, right? So let's just keep this how this is. This was the Corvette we set up. So the left-hand side, oh no, we had the Crucifier one. This was the Amarr, that's right. So this was the Corvette. Something we'll notice as we switch between them, it's pretty much exactly the same, right? So here's the Amarr. This is this ship that we set up. We don't want to actually move that thing. This is this ship that we set up. So all these stats and everything on the left-hand side we talked about last episode. We chose what type of weapons. Chose the Gatling pulse laser just because it has the lower requirements and everything fit exactly in this ship. So when we move on to the next ship, which would be this Crucifier here, right? The only difference is we're adding a power diagnostic system 1. That's it. So it's pretty much exactly the same. That's kind of why we started out on this ship, because we started out with this Corvette. We fit this ship out. This gets all these modules figured out and explained, and you got all these skills trained to use these modules, which moves us to the next ship, which uses everything that we learned here. So we'll actually get into it, right? So if we go to the ship tree, here's the Amarr ship tree, right? Here's the Amarr ship tree. And we went through the Corvette. So now let's start looking at the frigates over here. So if we look at the first one, the Crucifier, so it says bonus 2 weapon disruption effectiveness, bonus 2 weapon disruptor optimal range. So if we view market details, we could buy this ship, right? So it just costs like 344,000 about. So you just buy this Crucifier ship, and then you would go to your ship hangar, and then you would go to pilot your ship. And then you would just click on the fitting window to go and start fitting it out, right? So if you have this, that's the Crucifier window. And here's about the guns. We'll just keep that up for a bit right now, right? So the thing is, we use the exact same guns as before, right? Is that this one? Yeah. So use the exact same guns as before. We use the Gatling pulse laser just because it has the lowest requirements. So when we're trying to fit something onto a ship, we start with the lowest requirement guns. So we'll just leave it at the Crucifier here for now, right? So this is what we set up. So if you wanted to buy all of these things and set up your ship, all you'd have to do is simulate your ship. Your ship would be like completely empty, right? Your ship wouldn't come with anything on it. But we're just getting the exact same modules that we got before, right? So you just look on the left-hand side here, open up this window, the hardware tab. Then you can even just search for it, right? So we're looking for Gatling pulse laser. Why is it showing up? We're looking for Gatling pulse laser. Gatling pulse laser 1. We can drag it, throw it onto the ship. And then we can search for what 1MN afterburner. Then we can just go through the list and just add everything, right? 1MN afterburner. Then we can search for tracking disruptor, right? Tracking disruptor. And then we can also, you just throw like two of them on there, right? Then we search for guidance disruptor. Guidance disruptor, throw one of those on. Then we can also search for 100mm steel plates. 100mm steel plates 1. Then we can also search for small armor repair. So far it's exactly the same as the Corvette that we fit out. So the only difference is that we have one extra space, right? We have one extra space. So the reason that we need that power diagnostic system, the reason we need that is because we don't actually have enough. We don't have enough power to equip all this stuff, right? If we took this off, just there's really nothing in this spot that we'd really use. And since this is just like a ship that focuses on weapon disruption, 100% focuses on that. We just fill it up with as much weapon disruption as we could put on the ship. So I think it's more like a support ship, right? I don't think it'd be that good for running missions, right? Like it would be alright. You could disrupt all the enemy ships so that they won't be able to do anything, but you could just target like 3 ships at once, maybe. So that'd be something. I'm pretty sure there's better mission running ships, but this is probably like a fleet support ship, where if you're doing PvP combat, you're going to fight somebody, and they have a really ridiculously strong ship, so that you just fly into this frigate. They just use these weapon tracking disruption things, and then they got like negative 100% tracking speed bonus, right? Or negative 100% optimal range bonus. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You just take this ship, fly up to a big, ridiculously powerful, strong ship, remove its optimal range, add a tracking bonus. Maybe you don't even need scripts or anything. And then you can just sit there and then kill that ship by yourself because he would never, ever be able to hit you, right? So that's the thing about this ship. Or if you were doing that, you could do that, then your allies could do that. So we're at a negative 0.2 power grid, right? So we don't have enough space to fit anything else at this point. So what we can throw is a power diagnostic system. So this is just that one that we use for the shield ships, right? If we're making a ship that uses shields, get the power diagnostic system. So what it does is increases your power grid bonus by 5%. And it also gives your capacitor recharge rate, so that recharges faster, and it increases the capacity of it, right? So it helps you so you can cast these things longer, right? So if we had this thing out here, we say that it depletes in 33 seconds, right? With this thing off, it depletes in 30 seconds. With this thing on, it depletes in 33 seconds, right? So that's just because this thing's on. If we don't have to have the small armor repair on. Yeah, so if we're not using the small armor repair actively, like if we just need to use it sometimes, if it's not constantly running, then we would be alright. We can sit there for 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which if we get a ammo, would that change, right? So let's just go to the ammo and get the ammo set up here, right? So with the hardware tab, we can go here, click on charges, click on the Gatling pulse laser, and we know that we're just going to use the standard S ammo. We're just going to use the standard ammo just because it has a negative 45% cap use. So that means we'll be able to stay out there longer, right? So now it's a lot more stable. Now it's like 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Now if we activate this thing, power diagnostic system, it turns to stable actually, right? So just by equipping this standard S into our weapons, it gives us a negative 45% cap use. So it allows us to use our all these other things better, right? So if we're not using this thing, our cap is stable, and we can sit there casting these things on the enemy ship absolutely forever while we're shooting on them too, right? If we enable this, yeah, I guess it doesn't really make too much of a difference, right? We're not going to be able to repair our ship or something, so if they start shooting at us, we need to repair it constantly. We're going to get blown up. But that's alright. That's something. This thing, it just gives you enough power grid to be able to equip everything. And we could get some like charges, right? So if I wanted to get the guidance disruptor charges, right? Open this up. We already have everything in here. What we would do is just drag something over here, drag these, and then go to the tracking disruptor script. We maybe drag some optimal range disruption script or tracking speed disruption script. One of the two, right? If we're a close range ship, I think we want the tracking speed script. And if they're not using missiles, then we wouldn't want to use this, right? Usually I think we just want to focus on like two things, right? But if we have that, right, we've gone through the list, we've added everything. Maybe we'll just get that disruption thing, right? Just because we need to get the scripts. Guidance disruptor. Throw this on. Go to charges. Then you just throw these in here, right? You will maybe throw some extra ones in your inventory here, right? Drag missile precision script, missile range script. Go to here, drag a optimal range script in here, maybe. Tracking speed disruption script. And then this would just put some in your inventory, so you got a reference of the different types of scripts. Add so you can maybe switch between them if you want in space, right? So if we did that, you go here, maybe just throw a script in here. And once we have this ship set up, we need to get drones, right? So we need to get accolade drones. Usually if you're flagging a Amarr ship, we want to get like Amarr drones, because those are the drones that work best in that area of space, right? So we go search for the regional market, go to drones, light drones, and search for acolytes. And this ship could hold 9 of them, right? And then we just like drag the picture and then drag them in here, right? So this ship could hold 9 of them. And then once we have this set up, so we're just going to exit simulation and then simulate just to make sure everything's right. So we have all these things in our inventory, as we can see here when we open it, right? If we open up our inventory, we already got all these things ahead of time. So we already got all those ahead of time. If we're to simulate the fit, go to haul and fits. And if we were to go save as, we maybe save it as the disruption impairer, right? So that's what we saved it as. So we just did that by going here, go to our inventory, and when we have our ship, all we have to do is right click, change the name of it, and then we just named it to like disruption impairer, right? Just like we did for this thing. For our other one, we changed name, combat impairer. So when you get a ship, you can right click it, change the name, and name it to something if you want. So we go here, we can save this, right? We got the gallic pulse lasers, afterburner, tracking disruptors. Then we got 3, so we got 3 tracking disruptors. We got 3 guidance disruptors. And we got the scripts, right? So we got the small armor repair, 100 mn steel plates, power diagnostic system. Oh, here's the charges. Yeah, we got 3 missile precision disruption scripts, 3 optimal range scripts, 3 missile disruption scripts, and 3 tracking speed scripts. So we just got 3 of each of the scripts, right? Got 3 of each of the modules, right? So we just got like 3 guidance disruptors, 3 tracking disruptors, and 3 of each of the scripts. And then we just like drove them down into the inventory here. And we got the drones, right? We got 9 accolade drones. And I think that's everything, right? We got the standard S charges. We just went over here. Hardware with 2 charges. Clicked up here. And then we got the standard S charges over here. And we could just save it, right? So we can save that. Disruption impair. Now we have 2 different ship fits saved. So if we wanted to click fit the ship, right? If we didn't have these things, it would say you don't have it. Then it would buy it from the marketplace, like we did before, right? Like we did before. So you just click fit ship, and then if you don't have something, it would buy it for you. Then it would equip it to the ship. So that's this one, right? We got this figured out. So this would be the Amarr disruption frigate. We got it all fit out. We got everything on it, right? So let's just look at the skills then, right? So we got this thing. Best drones in space, 100mm power diagnostic system 1. And this perfectly fits on here, right? So we got a 1.4 extra power grid if we wanted to put on something, and we don't actually have space for that, right? Just because this power diagnostic system, if we don't have enough power for our ship, we just have to get one of these things, and then we do have enough power. So that's this ship. This ship's fully set up for like maybe like PvP. Maybe like PvP, go fight somebody. Well, I guess we'd have to focus on something, right? We'd have to say if we're not fighting a missile ship, this missile precision script wouldn't do anything, right? We got like a tracking disruptor. And then we can throw some like scripts in here or something. Tracking speed script. Negative 30% tracking speed bonus. Or if we wanted to, we could like take the script. Then it also increases like accuracy, right? It might even save you some money, right? Might make the ship cheaper if you don't use scripts, right? If you don't use scripts, it would save you some money. Then it just equally does everything. So it's not like negative 60% tracking speed, negative 60% range almost. So I don't think I completely messed them up, right? If you're used to going like, if you need to be like 29 kilometers away, and then your range is reduced by 60%. Or even if it's reduced by 100%, right? Because I'm not sure how it stacks exactly. But if we just use 3 of these things, right? Negative 30% optimal range bonus, negative 37% optimal range bonus, negative 30% optimal range bonus. So that'd be over 100%. So I wonder if it might like have like stacking penalties or something, or if it just straight up reduces it by 100%, and then they can't even target you, right? So that's the interesting about the thing about this ship. That's why it has like 3 spots over here, so you can fit 3 of these, and then if you do find a ship, you pretty much make them pretty much 100% helpless. It's super sick. So let's just look at the mastery, right? So I think we fit out the ship. We looked at everything. If you're missing anything, just look on the list, go buy it, simulate the ship, and then just drag everything on there like we did before, right? And then you should be able to just click buy everything, right? Buy everything. Yep. So there we go. So let's just look at the mastery. We'll just look at the skills of the ship, I guess. So if we go to the skill tree, we'll just have this on the right-hand side. Then we'll just open up the mastery tree here again. Now we'll see if there's any new mastery skills we need to learn, right? So there actually is going to be any, right? So we're down here. We're learning like the shuttle mastery level 3 certificate, right? We got the level 2 certificate. We got the Corvette over here. We're towards level 2 certificate, I think. And then we work towards these certificates over here, right? So we just got the level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1. And we don't have any certificates for this ship, right? So there's going to be some skills that we're going to have to learn once we start learning about that ship. And this one I'm not sure because it shows this in the way, right? So there we go. Should we just get rid of the side thing? Get rid of the side thing, maybe. And then if we go to the information about the mastery tree, right? So let's just look at the mastery tree here for this ship quick. We just go to level 2, see if there's like anything that we need to learn, right? So we're already learning it. If we go to level 3 mastery certificate, we might even already be learning it, right? Probably just because it's the exact same skills that were on the Corvette that we went through. So you just go to level 3 mastery, click here. If there's any skills on here that you don't have trained, you just drag them onto your skill tree. Right click, view market details, buy the skill book if you don't have the skill book, and eject it. And it looks like we're already trading towards a level 3 mastery certificate. This was just the last video. We were trading towards the certificate for the, what was it, for the Corvette. Yeah, level 4 is going to take like 56 days, right? Yeah, I don't think we'll worry about that. So we'll just stop at the level 3 certificate, right? So we have everything. We have everything on the skill tree to get towards this thing. This will be done trading in like 4 days and 6 hours. So we got 7 days and 20 hours on the skill tree. So let's just end it there then, right? So that's been fitting like the second ship. So that's been fitting like the second ship of the Amarr skill tree. Well, I guess, yeah, we didn't fit the shuttle. You can't fit the shuttle. We fit the Corvette to get the introduction of it. And then we did the Crucifier, which was pretty much like exactly the same thing as the Corvette we just did, right? Pretty much the only difference was that we had one extra fitting spot, so we could put a power diagnostic system there. And so that we could like, we could also have like more of these spots, right? We also had like 3 extra spots here compared to, well, 2 extra spots compared to the Corvette, right? So the only difference, that was the only difference. The only difference is that we get an extra 2 medium spots over here, and then we get an extra 1 spot down here. But besides that, everything's fit exactly the same as the Corvette did. So I wonder if we should just go to the next ship now, right? This one's not too long, that's good. The first one was long just because we had so many other things to talk about, right? But this one, this was just going through here and converting our knowledge of the Corvette to fit this frigate here. So I guess we can like go through, right? We got the drones, right? Just make sure you have your Amarr drones in there. Make sure you throw drones in here. Make sure you do that. And then should we just go to the next ship then or something to figure out what the next one is? So as we're doing this, right, we're going to be figuring out everything that the Amarr ships use. We're going to have all these ships fit out, right? So if you go here, right, ship hangar. So we have the Amarr that we fit out, and we have the, oh, that's what this is. Amarr that we fit out, and we have the, wait a minute. Disruption Amarr. We screwed up, right? Said name. This is the disruption Crucifier, right? Yeah, this isn't an Amarr. I wonder if we made that mistake in the fitting, right? Did we save it as the wrong thing? Disruption Crucifier, right? Could we set the name or something? View fitting. Yeah, we just did the wrong name. So if you want to rename your fits, you can even rename them, right? Disruption Crucifier, save. It's been updated. So there we go. So now we got two different ships fit, right? 2 different ships fit, 2 different saved things. And we'll just keep going through until we have all the different frigates fit out. Yeah, so we'll just go through one of these frigates here. Then we'll go through all 6 of them, get them all fit out. And then maybe move up to the destroyers to learn about some new modules and stuff, right? So that's where you start getting into the energy neutralizing modules.